How's it going, nerds? Good to see you. Welcome back to City Skylines and Greensville. It'd be kind of weird to say the green power scenario because we're not really doing the scenario anymore. So welcome back to Greensville. It's kind of going well at the moment. We've got a bunch of money and I've got an idea. Now, this idea is an interesting one, and it came from a suggestion from Connexona on Discord. I got the name right here. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. And the idea is to build a pedestrian bridge that crosses over the river and then have it be a park on each end so that people have to pay to use the bridge. Now, this is an idea that I love, not because I think it's going to work, not because I think it's going to make us a ton of money, but because I did something really similar to this in Roller Coaster Tycoon when I was like a wee lad. So basically, I want to do it again. And if you're curious about Roller Coaster Tycoon, it wasn't with a bridge or a park, but you could like divide your park in half and then you had to pay to let people into a maze. And you could have them like pay to get in this end of the maze to get to the other side of the park and then pay another maze to get back. It actually worked. It genuinely worked as like you can have your initial part of the park and then the premium part of the park. It worked amazingly. So it might work in City Skylines. I have some doubts, but I'm gonna try it. But before we get to that, there have been some changes, is what there have been. I've gone ahead and built a new avenue up at the top end of the city, and I've moved this highway entrance to the avenue, just because I figured it would probably help traffic in this area a little bit if we sort of push the highways around ever so slightly. And I've also given this a 4-lane road at the end of it because 2 going left, 2 going right, basically. Maths. Simple maths. That's why we have that. Even though it's not the same type of highway, it's not a viaduct, and that slightly annoys me, but it works. And that's what's important. The thing actually works, and hopefully we'll get to be a little bit busier as time goes by. Now, before we get to our bridge idea, I do want to do a little bit of zoning. I do want to do a little bit of building, because we have these areas up here, we have this area in here, and I think it's probably not a bad idea to try and fill all of this up a little bit. And I also want to try and bring an avenue down around here. I'm not sure how well that's going to go, especially since we have this highway here, which is, well, at the bottom it's not blocked, but here it is certainly blocked. So I want to figure it out, basically. That's what I want to do. And I think we're going to just go ahead and see if we can connect all of this up. So let's go ahead and take out this section of road. Let me take out these buildings and let me see if I can upgrade you. I can't. Now that's going to make this a little bit tricky if we don't have the space to... Ooh, we do have the space to actually do this. Okay. Okay. This might actually work out. So in theory, I should just be able to do this, right? If I can get it to link up to that guy, which is about there. Now, space already occupied. There's a pillar in the way. We're going to have to get rid of this highway. We're going to have to rebuild the highway once these roads are in here. So you come down. You're going to go to, I think, there and... no, that's not going to work either. Come on. Work with me, cities. I know you can do it. So I'm thinking there. Okay. Now, that's actually not terrible. Admittedly, I don't like that the road's elevated here, so I'm going to try and redo that, which is completely unnecessary, but I'm going to redo the entire thing because I want the road to be, like, even, I guess. So we'll go in, we'll get the flattener, and that's what I'm going to call this tool from now, just the flattener. It's a great name. The flattener. Let's go ahead and try and flatten all of this out. In fact, we'll use the smoothing, no, not the smoothing brush, what is this? The slope terrain brush. The sloper. We'll use the sloper to try and get this to be just about right. And now, if I go in here with a nice little straight section road to there, is that better? That's absolutely no different. Okay. And there we go. It turns out the easiest thing to do is just raise the bridges back here, run them across, have them be a bit higher, and honestly, they look a bit better like this, I think. So this kind of works out. It gives us a connection down here by the water. It gives us a connection up here. It gives us a connection up here. So that's probably enough connections going into this area, which doesn't have power right now, but we can fix that. we can go ahead and basically just do a big old elevated pylon right there, and we'll just have it run to like there, and that'll be all right. Eventually, we're not going to need it, but right now we kind of do. So that whole area can keep on running. It is probably going to have a lot of traffic pushing this way, which honestly, we might end up wanting a bit of an old town policy to deal with that, but we'll figure it out in time. Because what I want to do is I do want to start filling up some of these spaces, and I don't want to just fill them with industry. I'm thinking it might be kind of interesting to try and redevelop some of this space. Like this space here could maybe be turned into an IT cluster, or maybe, I don't know, this space here. I want to redevelop something. I want to redevelop something, and I want it to be an IT cluster. I'm actually looking at this space and thinking it's kind of cool as well. Just an entire city block, basically. So maybe this one right next to the university could be a bit of an IT cluster. That could be kind of cool. We need to completely redevelop it though, and that's going to be interesting to do. But I think that's what we're going to do. We do have a lot of, obviously offices in there already, but I think we're going to go all in on just completely redeveloping that space. So absolutely everything can be torn out of it up to about there. So every single building is going to go, and that's all right. We'll put them back in. And while that's going, that will be a project for maybe later in this episode. If not that, it'll be next episode for sure, because I want to replace all that I've gotten rid of. So I'm thinking we can do some pretty generic residential space kind of along here. We can do it in here. I don't know that I want it to be like super generic next to the IT cluster, but we'll start down this way and we'll work from here. So what I'm thinking we do is we grab this road right here, the large avenue with grass, and we just bring it straight through. Maybe not connecting it to the other side, but, well, maybe we don't bring it straight through. Maybe we bring it to there, and then we bring a road across. No, we want to bring it a little less high up there. There? Is that where I'm wanting to go? Yeah, no, a little bit less. Definitely a little bit less, so I can get some zoning right along the highway. There we go. So this guy's just going to stretch out to there. This guy is going to go straight to... can I get you to go under the highway? I absolutely can. So you're going to go to there. It's the wrong type of road, is what it is. So we'll go ahead and get that fixed as well. And we'll just bring some stuff down off of that, and it'll just be a bit of generic residential zoning. It's going to be nothing fancy. It's nothing crazy. I might make it self-sufficient just so it looks a little bit different, because I did ask in the last episode, you know, what different things do you guys want me to do with Greensville? And a lot of the suggestions were things like IT clusters, self-sufficient housing, the different types of commercial and stuff like that, more industries, the different types of industries. And I absolutely agree. That's what I want to do with it as well. So that's basically going to be the plan, is to go ahead and build all the different things. Now, I'm going to bring that guy through there for a second, because, yeah, we can do this right here. This is going to give us a road directly underneath the highway. Well, not directly underneath, but you know what I mean. And I think that'll be fine. That's going to give us a little bit of zoning in those spaces too. And that's going to let us just nicely pack this area with everything that I wanted to have. Now, what I do want it to have is some parks. I want it to have, you know, not full-on parks, but I want it to have ways for people to kind of walk through here, get to the other side. I'm thinking we could probably do the same here as well. Maybe we'll shuffle that along a little bit though. So shuffle it to there. Of course, it's not going to let me do that. I'd like to do that though. I'll be honest, because the whole point is to get rid of that one little bit of zoning there. So maybe up like this. It's not going to let me do that either. Okay, cities, you wanna be like this? Okay, let me turn off grid snapping. Let me bring you to there. Bring you over. That's fine. I can't bring you that way, but I think I can probably, if I turn off angle snapping as well. No, it's not going to let me do that either. All right. Okay. I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. I guess it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's a non-issue. I'm not going to spend the next 20 minutes trying to figure out how to place a single little path there. So we'll just put a little bit of path right through there. And we should probably run some path like there as well, so that's connected. We should probably do the same here too. And we could probably do the same right about there. And I guess we do the same right about here as well, just to give people plenty of options when it comes to walking through these spaces, you know, getting around. That's kind of gonna be my big focus, is moving people and getting them to stop using cars, I think, because I think that's gonna be part of what helps the traffic problem that we're having. And my thinking in that is actually to lean into another suggestion that I saw in the comments of the last episode, which was to basically go ahead and do free public transport. So at some point, I'm not saying we're doing it today either, but at some point we are going to want to do free public transport, because I think we can pull it off. I think we could pull it off. So we'll certainly give it a shot, is what we'll do. Now, in terms of metro for this area, I'm thinking I want to try and do maybe this guy, if I can get him to fit, which I have my doubts about. It's gonna fit down there, but that's not really where I want it. I could put it there, which would be kind of cool. Having the metro station kind of up that way. Maybe we do that, or maybe we put it like there. But then that push. No, I don't want to put it there. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it up there, which means I'm gonna have to have this line sort of snake a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not really too worried about that. Speaking of snakes, by the way, this segue. Once you hear what I have to say next, this segue is gonna be flawless. I've been watching Harry Potter recently. I'm currently working my way through all of the Harry Potter movies. I have watched them before, just in case anyone's like, oh my god, have you never watched Harry Potter? I absolutely have, but I've never gone through and watched sort of all of them in one, not one sitting, but you know what I mean, in sequence. I'd watched them all when they first came out, and then I've rewatched them over the years, but I've never sat down and kind of gone movie by movie, kind of day by day, to watch all of them, and they're not bad, honestly. There's moments that I'm watching them, especially the earlier ones, and I'm like, yeah, this was definitely made, like the first one, it's like, yeah, this was definitely made at the end of the 90s. And then there's other parts throughout it that you're like, yeah, this movie was definitely started at the end of the 90s. And there's definitely moments where you're like, ugh, but it's not bad. I'm having fun rewatching them, is what I'm trying to say. But let me tell you something. There are some characters, and this is movies in general, right? There are some characters that I just hate. And it's not, and now it's credit to the writers and credit to the actors. You know, I'm not saying that I have any issue with the actors, or the fact that I hate the characters so much is honestly testament to the actors doing a fantastic job. And that's obviously something very important to remember with media in general. It's like, you know, when people kind of go after actors for performances that are they're not bad performances, the characters are just crap. I think it's dumb when people go after actors for bad characters. It's not like the actor had, you know, much say in how the character was necessarily written. Like some of the characters in Star Wars, right? Like, people didn't like how Anakin was written in The Phantom Menace. That wasn't the actor's fault, that was the fault of the writers. And then the actor got bullied for it, which sucks. The point being, what I'm trying to get at is there's two characters who I remember when I first watched the movies, I was like, I don't like these characters. And it's Rita Skeeter, the journalist, and it's Bellatrix Lestrange, which is weird because Helena Bonham Carter is a fantastic actor. By the way, if you haven't seen Harry Potter or know who any of these characters are, I'm so sorry. It's Bellatrix more so than Rita, right? Helena Bonham Carter is a fantastic actress. But I hate the character so much that it's to the point of making me not enjoy the movie. Like it's to that degree that it's just an annoying character. And the point I'm trying to get to here is I'm curious, and I know this is like really off topic for City Skylines, but I'm curious regardless, like what movies, if any, have you watched where there's a character like that? Where you're like, wow, this actor is doing a fantastic job of making me hate this character, and the writers are doing a fantastic job of making me hate this character, but I hate the character so much that it's taking me out of the movie. My hatred of this character is making me not want to watch this. I'm just curious, because I've been otherwise really enjoying the movies, but it is difficult with characters like Bellatrix Lestrange, who it's like, I can't get over how much I hate the character. It's really frustrating. Anyway, back on topic, I guess. I've got a little park in here, which I'm sure you saw, and I've got some commercial here, which we've just placed. I'm gonna put commercial here as well. And then I think basically we'll stick to our usual plan of commercial along the avenues. And then I guess commercial, well, I guess that could be offices, because this is probably going to be an office area anyway. So that can be offices. I think that can kind of loop to about, probably all along here as well. Maybe. Yeah, we do have demand for it, and we do need to replace what we got rid of already. So we'll do some offices around there. I'm debating whether or not I do want to do commercial on these avenues, because that is going to cut into the residential, but I think we're going to have to. And then here isn't really going to have much anyway, so let's do some offices, and this can be a tiny little sliver of residential. Then down this way, kind of a similar story, annoyingly. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll fill this area up as well. We'll fill that bit up. And then I'm considering, I guess this will be offices, but I'm considering this being like a couple of little parks or something like that, just to be a little bit nicer. So let's do some detailing in there. And also, we want to do some paths whilst I remember that go here. And we'll do one that goes here as well, just to sort of border those a little bit. In fact, do we want to do some proper paths? I think we do. What do the trees look like on these? No, maybe not those. Yeah, we'll do the proper paths. Ooh, doesn't want to let me do it over here. Okay, can I do this? No. Ha. Okay, that's frustrating. If I turn off grid snapping, can I? Space already occupied. Okay. So grid snapping's off. If I go to there, is it gonna get rid of zoning? It is. Okay, this is gonna be tedious, but we can see it does work. Oh man. There we go. It took a minute, but I got there, and we've got the paths around it, so I think that'll look okay. I do think we can fill in a lot of these weird spaces with trees and things like that, but I do think these bits down here can absolutely be just a couple of little generic kind of park areas. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, but just something to, you know, look a little bit nice. So, ooh, that actually does get rid of zoning there as well. Okay, so if that's gonna get rid of that zoning, let's do this. And let's take you out, and let's do this as well, just so it's kind of even. And then I can come in here, we can turn grid snapping off, and we can just go straight up to sort of the middle of that road. So again, it's kind of even. And it's a little weird that the paths don't line up here, but I'm not really going to worry too much about that. But what I will do, now that I can see I can do it, is that right there. So we have another little bit of road going up that way. We could do one down here as well, which I guess wouldn't hurt. And I think, yeah, that's fine. We can have, we could probably do one across here as well, and connecting to that spot too. And I don't really think I want to go too much further with it. So I think that's fine. That's plenty of paths, which is a fun bit of alliteration. And we can just put some trees in here. I think I'll just go for one of these guys there. I'll go for one there. I'll put one about there. And this space as well is going to have something. We'll do another one there and there. That's maybe a little bit too much, but we'll figure it out. We'll go here, here, here. And in terms of other trees, I mean, it's trees, isn't it? It's just trees. And there we go. Nothing too fancy, but it's going to let us build up that area, and it's going to hopefully replace what I took out of this space over here. It's also going to have its little metro station, which is lovely. And by the looks of it, it's probably going to get power relatively quickly. So that's great as well. Now, in terms of services, we have a hospital nearby. We have a fire station nearby, and we have a police station nearby. So not a whole lot to worry about there, which is also great news. And now all I need to do is figure out this whole space, which, to be completely honest, I feel like it should mostly be... I don't actually know. I guess there's an industrial area there, so... And we have a lot of offices there, too. I don't know. I guess this bit up here could probably have some residential, then this bit down here could be offices. But it's all largely going to be connected, I think. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. What if we went ahead and did something like this? So I grab this guy, we go for a 4-lane with decorative grass, and we kind of bring it in line with that road, but obviously we don't connect it. Because if I bring it out to here, and I go, you know, 30 units or whatever, that is parallel to that road. It's not parallel to that one, but that's okay, because we're not really dealing with too much of that road. So that, I think, kind of works. This guy could be brought forward a little bit. I can't bring that under there, though, so let me just redo you slightly. That's not going to let me do that at all, is it? Can I do this one? I can. Okay. So this might be a weirdly laid out area, to be completely honest. But if we do something like this, this guy could come straight down to about there. It is going to get rid of the power lines, but honestly, hopefully, once this is all built, we're not going to need those power lines. So we'll bring that down to there. And I guess we maybe do something kind of boring with it. Maybe we just do this sort of thing. Maybe we just do sort of grids. It doesn't need to be horribly exciting, to be honest. So maybe that is what we do, but I think I want to smooth this out a little bit. Just looking at it, because it's kind of annoying me how the terrain works here. So give me this guy. We have got some soil available, which we're probably going to need. So we'll go to that height. We're going to start here, and we're just going to hit straight across there, and that's just going to sort of smooth that all out a little bit. Not perfectly, but that's definitely going to be better than what it was. And then what we need to do is just redo this bit of road here. So let's go ahead and put the avenue back in here, which is going to be this guy from there, go into that spot. And then basically just redo all the roads. Now, obviously, bit of a cliff edge there, but that's probably fine. You can come down to there, which is all right. And I'm really hoping this looks a little bit better than it did. Yeah, that is definitely better than it was. So you can go to about there as well. Okay, I don't hate this. It's obviously, you know, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing crazy, it's not an intricate design or anything like that, but it'll do the job. It's gonna have offices, it's gonna have, you know, paths and trees, and we might put some parks in there, but we'll see. Now this bit here is gonna be a bit more interesting, because I'm looking at it and I'm realizing I can't bring roads under there. I mean, I could elevate the highway, but the highway has that nice gradual slope to it, and I don't want to elevate it, so I guess what we're doing is something more like this. So up to there, and up to about there, and I think that'll be okay. We can maybe turn this road up here into one with grass on it, so people aren't parking there. And on this road, we'll do, you know, up to about that spot, and up to about that spot. And I think that's all right. Maybe we'd throw one more just in here to really get more zoning around the highways. And I'm realizing zoning around the highways is probably going to have to be commercial or offices. I don't want this whole area to be offices, though. And we do have room for paths and stuff like that as well, so maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe we can get away with not having the entire thing be offices. And maybe we do that road as well, just again to get some zoning right along the highway. I think that's fine. Let's do some paths, let's do some zoning, let's get this area done nice and quickly. And then we're going to take a look at the pedestrian bridge that I talked about, because I don't want to talk about a bunch of ideas. I don't want to be like, oh, we got a pedestrian bridge and we got this, we got that, and then not do any of them in this episode. So I'm going to very quickly get through this. And by very quickly, I mean, I'm going to spend the time doing it. I'm just going to cut it out of the video and then show you the aftermath. And there we go. We have a bunch of zoning in here. We've got plenty of room for residential. We got some offices around the edges, but I'm noticing a fair bit of demand for commercial. So what I think I'm going to do is actually go in, take these guys out of there and replace them with some commercial. I'm going to take these guys out of there as well and replace those with commercial. And I've left some space in here for some trees and stuff like that, little details. but I'm not going to bother doing them right now because I just don't want to. Simple as that. We're also having demand for garbage disposal just about everywhere, so I'm going to need to deal with that at some point as well. But this will deal with the commercial demand. Then we have plenty of space for more people to move in, which is lovely. Why is garbage having a problem? It's just having a pretty major problem. Okay. The waste transfer facilities would be kind of lovely, wouldn't they? But then we do need a waste processing complex, which is kind of nuts in terms of what it does for pollution, isn't it? So it would need to go, I don't know, like up here. Even that's maybe a little bit too close to everything else. I do want to get these at some point, though. I've mentioned before that I want to get these at some point, so at some point we will get them. But I think for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, just tear out a bunch of those buildings, and even though it's going to be a nightmare for traffic, I'm going to put like 3 of these guys there, 3 of them down there, and that will deal with, that actually looks kind of cool, having the really high, like, fence there. Man. If only City Skylines did like straight edges like that by default. That is actually not bad looking at all. That's kind of cool. That is going to be a nightmare for traffic in the area. That's going to be what, 15, 30, 45, 90 new garbage trucks coming out of that space. But it will deal with the problem for now. Might take a minute, but it'll deal with it for now. Speaking of for now, we're gonna do the bridge. We're going to do the pedestrian bridge idea, and we're going to see if it ends up working. And what I want to do with it is I want to run it into this space over here, since this has got so many parks and stuff like that going around it. Now, I don't know how good of an idea it is to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to bring it right off of here, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, I can't really bring it off of there, can I? Well, I can, actually. Hold on. If I take you out and take you out, and then I go and say that we want to build a small park, so small park main gate right there. Oh boy. Let's turn this space into a park. Right, so this Brook Hill is what this is going to be. We're going to take out that zoning, and we're going to do a couple of things. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do, well, we need the district first. So Brook Hill is gonna be that little square. It's gonna go across there. It's gonna go across the river in a minute, but for now it's gonna be that little square. We're gonna do side entrances there and there, and we're gonna bring the paths sort of around like this. It's kind of ugly looking, isn't it? Hold on a minute. That needs fixed, because I look. It's maybe a silly idea, but I want it to look sort of decent, so we're gonna do this right if we can, which hopefully that will do. So now you come up to there, then you go, there we go. It's still kind of ugly on the sides, but I can hide my crimes with some trees. So that's gonna be a little park, and I mean, can I bring the bridge off of here? No, slope too steep. What if it was a smaller elevation? That I can do, but that's ridiculously steep looking though. Can I go over this guy? I can, but it's gonna do some weird stuff. That doesn't though. It's still very steep, but that at least kind of works. So let me try that again and see. I do have to go pretty steep with it to get it to not hit the other path, don't I? I guess the other path can go. It's not gonna be needed. I was going to bring the bridge off of here, but I actually want to put something in that space to try and have some sort of draw to the park. I want people to, like, want to go to it. So we'll do this. And then we're going to go straight across the road. And this will be interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting. Let's go to there. Let's go to grid snapping off, please. Is that a straight line? It is not. Oh, boy. Oh boy, this is gonna be something. I need to turn, so angles are off, that's fine. So I need it to go to there. I need you to go to there. And wait, can I not go under that? Oh wow, okay. What if I turn angles off? Oh, I can do this. Okay, so that's fine. We'll go to about there. And then we just need to connect it like like that. It's not perfect, but it'll do the job. Interesting that zoning is still there. Fair enough. Okay, well, that's whatever, I guess. Why have I got the game paused? I've gone back to that. I've started just pausing everything again. Man, one of these days, I will finally stop doing that. Finally. Not today, but one of these days. Anyway, so Brook Hill is going to extend the entire way across the water, and I want it to go to that spot, right? I need to turn off road lengths as well. So I want it to go to a nice straight line to about there. It's ugh. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? I don't want it doing that. No. No. Okay, let's clear out some trees and figure out where this thing's gonna connect to. Because that's gonna be the real challenge, I think. So you come over. I'll leave it there for now. And I guess what we do is hope sincerely that I can... Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's gonna mess with the park that we have here already, I think, but that's okay. So take all of you out, and then we go in here, we grab you. We need to go up by, I think 9 was about the right height, so about that spot. And now, is it gonna look less silly? No, it is not. Okay. Okay, it's a stupidly high pedestrian bridge, but it exists, and that's what I wanted. My question though is, can I turn it into like one of these guys? Would that look more interesting? Kind of having the red sort of lining on the sides. What about you? Ooh. I really like the plants hanging off the side of it. That's actually kind of cool. What about the nature reserve? Ugh, no. I like that. I really do. I really like the plants hanging off the side of it. I think that's kind of cool looking. I don't know if a bridge like this would be wood, but I really like it. But I guess what we can do is we'll put it to a vote. I want to hear your opinion in the comments is what I want to hear. I want to know what you want it to be. I'm going to leave it as the amusement park one for now, but I'm liking the wood. I want to know which one you prefer though, the wood one or the amusement park one. And I also really hope that people want to use this thing, because if they don't, I'm going to be slightly annoyed. I'm also wondering, I guess, does it all have to be part of the same park? I would imagine it does, so I'll bring this down to like there. We'll bring it over and we'll just bring it straight up again. We'll bring it down a little bit further. So something like this, right? So it comes down, kind of cuts in there. I guess it doesn't matter that it's on a road. It's a bit weird, but that's probably fine. That is probably fine. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool having that. So we'll just connect up these fences again. Like that. We do have these weird parts. I don't know if I ever showed this. I don't remember. Where people can like, they can walk over these dirt paths and stuff. I didn't really bother to break the fences where they can do that, because we usually look at the city from this angle, so you never see that they're walking through fences, and that's okay by me. Now this isn't gonna get much use right now. So let's give it reason to be used. I guess a nice sort of plaza in the middle wouldn't be a bad idea. We can do a little cafe, say there. We could do, that thing's a bit big. That would fit in there though. So let me actually get rid of the plaza and let me do the chessboard thing, say right there. And we'll do an info booth, I guess, right about there. And I guess that's okay. I'd be surprised if people do actually use the bridge. And obviously, you know, they have other ways. They can walk across this bridge, for example. So I would be very surprised if they use it. But I also love the idea. Just as a little nostalgic callback from myself. Oh my god, they're using it! Okay! Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Alright. That's just as a little nostalgic callback for myself, for the most part. That's genuinely all this is. Like I said, I did something very similar to this in Roller Coaster Tycoon like 20 years ago. So this is just a little fun thing for me, but I love the idea. So Connect Zona. I'm looking at the thing here. Thank you very much for the suggestion over on over in the Discord server. I don't know, man. People like to say this guy doesn't read comments and feedback. I do. It just takes a while usually. Because like Transport Fever, I have had 20 episodes of that thing recorded for a while. So it's not that I'm not seeing your feedback. It's just that, you know, I've explained this before, I think. I'm not really one for picking up a game, playing it for half an hour, and then being like, okay, I'm done. I like games, man. I play them a lot. So when it comes to like the YouTube stuff, like if I get an idea that I'm excited about, then I'm probably gonna, you know, keep playing the game whilst I'm working on the idea. Like, for example, right now, you know, I've just asked, hey, which bridge do you guys prefer? You know, this one or the wooden one? I'm probably not going to apply the feedback on that until the episode after the next one, because I kind of want to redevelop all of this, and that's probably going to be the next episode. So the next episode is going to be dealing with that. Then the episode after that is going to be, hey, let's go and adjust the bridge and do whatever. Just, it's not that I don't read feedback. And I know that's frustrating, and I've explained some of this stuff before. I know it's frustrating when, you know, the comments aren't kind of like taken into account sooner. But for my own sanity, health, and just for the sake of having a life outside of work, it's what I do. I pre-record a lot of stuff, and then the feedback comes in later on. Because if I didn't, then, I mean, there's a couple of reasons for it beyond, you know, my own health as well. But if I didn't, then, you know, I'm sitting down every single day to record more City Skylines, and I know that sounds great on the surface, but I like to play other games, for one. And two, it means, you know, if I record, say, 10 videos in a single day, if that's Transport Fever, for example, that's a video every single day for 10 days, right? So that's something. If I record a couple of episodes of City Skylines, that's a Cities video whenever this one's going out, and if I record the next episode straight after this one, it's another episode of this tomorrow or the day after. If I'm recording it every day, it means if I wake up some morning and I'm really sick, no videos. It's kind of a way to keep the channel regular. It's a way to keep sort of my own schedule regular. That's the reason for it, essentially. And it really does make me so happy that people are using this bridge. It really does. But I hope that explains the reason for it. It's, you know, I do know it's frustrating when, you know, feedback isn't necessarily taken on board as quickly as maybe other channels do. And I know other channels are very, very good at feedback and very, very good at... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Since when have we had since when did these come in? What? What? Hold on, and they have paths on them? What? I didn't know these were a thing. What? Hold on a minute. Right. This is news to me. Can I... That's... Oh, man. Oh, man. Sorry, I didn't know these existed. I did not know these existed. Man, that's interesting. So I can have people like walking along my keys. I need to redo that entire stretch of water, don't I? Or that entire stretch of road. Wait, what is this one? Seawall with what is it? Seawall with stairs. What's the difference in these? So seawall with stairs, both, versus city keys. Oh. You probably don't want to go down those stairs. It's probably something you want to try and avoid. That's really cool, though. I didn't know these existed. I feel like I should have known these existed. I'm pretty sure they would have come with one of the content creator packs that I've been going on and on about and that I absolutely adore. But yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool looking. We need to redo like all of that road so that we can make it work properly, but that's really cool looking. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there for today. I think we got our bridge done kind of nicely. I do still want your feedback on whether it should be the amusement park bridge or the zoo bridge, the one with the grass or the plants hanging down off of it. We got some new areas done, and we have a plan for it next time as well. I am still thinking at some point we're gonna go ahead and probably turn on free public transport, but I want to maybe redo the entire public transport network before we do that, because I do think it could be a little bit better. I do want to utilize all of the platforms on that big central station that we have as well. So there's a lot of things still to do in Greensville, and I'm going to base a lot of it on your feedback on the previous episode, the comments that you left there saying, you know, do more IT clusters, do more green housing, use the green, what was it, green cities expansion more. Absolutely. I want to build a zoo as well. I want to build an amusement park. And now that we've discovered these keys, these really cool looking keys, I feel like we probably could build kind of a cool amusement park. So I'm absolutely going to try. I'm absolutely going to try. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.